Before I start with today's video, I actually got some good news for you guys, especially for people who were still playing Cold War Zombies on PC. This was probably uploaded or been posted on Reddit either 2 days ago or yesterday, and Foxhound came with this reply. Well, I'm not gonna show it up on the screen, but I'm just gonna read it out here by my phone. And it says, we have a update to share. Recent account enforcement has been reviewed and where appropriate. Accounts believed to be operating in good faith have been restored. Accounts that include additional flags for exploits will retain their enforcement. As always, we encourage everyone to enjoy zombies on PC within the terms of service. And a lot of people, of course, made a lot of comments on this post saying that they're uh, they're on ban. So a lot of people got on ban, and basically the whole ban weight has been lifted, which is a blessing. Which I'm not sure how it happened in the first place, and it probably, and of course, Foxhound probably couldn't say it about 2 weeks ago, mainly because he can't really say much because if he would have speak the truth, I think Activision would have fired his ass. So it kind of sucks, but still, it's kind of great news. Alright, and now for um, the today's video will be, well, my final review for Season 2. Since we're now basically less than a week away, well, I mean, I would have had this recorded a few days ago, but it took 51 minutes just a whole review, so I'm trying to make it much shorter. Now, for Season 2, and for, of course, I'll be only talking about zombies, nothing to do with multiplayer or Warzone. So the first thing I like to go over is the highlights of Season 2. What made it stand out? What will people remember it for? Well, I remember about two things. One is the new Outbreak Experience, where you or three other team members play on these large open world maps or large scale maps, basically the Fireteam Dirty Bomb maps. And you go through the main objective. There's also a few side objectives you can tackle on. You can tackle the objective either with a slow approach or a fast approach. And we have, of course, a few maps we have. We had Aruka, Alpine, and Golova, with Sanatorium added later in a mid-season update. So it was pretty nice experience. I actually enjoy it a lot more. It was one of the things I actually wanted to see for zombies ever since Blackout came out in Black Ops 4. I always wanted to play with fighting zombies in basically an open world. And we kinda have it. I did say kinda because you're still very limited to the play area of the zone, because you get these purple, like these barriers around that you can't even go past it, which kind of sucks because there's actually more areas to explore, especially Sanatorium, which is a much smaller scale compared to the other maps. The second highlight would be the Tier 4 and 5 upgrades that you can actually do in your inventory. We also had 4 new weapon classes too, or actually 4 new items added. We got the launchers and the specials. We get Frenzied Guard and Shattered Blast. Of course, in terms of the weapons for launchers, well, to 10%, while the Tier 4 will increase that to a 25%. Of course, Tier 2 increase your bonus damage to enemy armor by 10%, and you have a 25% chance to take ammo from stock, and you also increase your damage to enemy armor by 25. So it's just like the tier 1 and 2, except they're just increased, and of course both the launcher and specials have the same ability. The new field upgrade, the Frenzy Guard. At first I thought Ring of Fire was still going to be my favorite, but I actually dig this a lot more, and definitely probably even way better than Ring of Fire. Especially best for high rounds, Onslaught, and Outbreak. It's actually good in all three game modes because you basically force all the enemies in the area to target at you, so there's really no range to it. So as long as you activate it like somewhere on the opposite side of the map, and all the zombies will come after you. And even if a monkey bone's been dropped or used, and you used Frenzy Guard, they will go after you and not the monkey. And of course the armor takes damage, and armor takes all damage during this time, so it is pretty handy to have. You're immune to everything. It's crazy, and of course you have it for 10 seconds, but of course when you upgrade it to tier 4, that's 15 seconds. So in activation, it repairs your armor full, which is nice. Enemies you kill will repair 10% of your armor, so another plus. Tier 3, normal enemies explode after hitting you, which is actually pretty nice. And tier 5, normal enemies are slow to a walk speed while active, which is actually probably the best thing about this upgrade. It's just slowing down the enemies. Well, it's just the normal enemies, including dogs, but it doesn't apply to specials or elites. But still, it's definitely one of the best ones we have so far, and we're definitely gonna get another fuel upgrade. Of course, pretty soon. As for the ammo mod, Shatter Blast is kind of cool. I like it because it's all about dealing. It's basically about explosives. And it works well against enemy armor, like armored zombies, heavy zombies, manglers, and panzer soldats. They all take damage when it comes to using Shatter Blast, and of course, Shatter Blast is a weakness to the panzer soldat, and also cryo freeze. Of course, I'm not gonna read all the tiers, but you can read it for yourself. I wish it could work like cryo freeze a little bit, where cryo freeze can work many times over with the cooldowns. Well, this one has a 25-second cooldown, which I think it's way too long for it, especially if you're just there to destroy armor. It's actually a little bit nice to have all the time, because considering an outbreak, every normal zombies get replaced by these armored and heavy zombies, which they carry a lot more armor. So I figured they should reduce the cooldown to at least 10 seconds, as opposed to 25. And for the tier 5, make the explosion cooldown to 15 seconds. And of course, we also got more crystals this time, just by getting the refined and flawless crystals. The refined are basically you get for unlocking the tier 4 skills, and the flawless crystals are required for you to upgrade your tier 5 skills. And of course you need 4 of these refined crystals for tier 4 and 5 flawless crystals for tier 5, and of course you only get these by playing high rounds or reach high milestones in a classic zombies, or by playing Outbreak. And so far, Outbreak is probably the best way to get these crystals, because you can actually complete some of the objectives roughly every 2 to 5 minutes if you're going for basically speed running and grinding for them, which does take a lot to get to, especially if you're taking a few breaks. And of course, it does change a lot of perks too, and some of them has been changed, either made them better or made some still kind of crap, like tier 5 Tombstone, for example. It doesn't restore all your, you don't keep all your perks, it only keeps the first 3 perks. But the likes of Quick Revive tier 5 Quick Revive is powerful, and so is Stamina Up. now they become basically now more essential. I even consider Stamina Up way better than Jug for early rounds. And of course, we had a few weapons we got added new. We have, of course, 2 from the Battle Pass, which is the Farah 83, which is locked at tier 15, and the LC-10 submachine gun, which is locked at tier 31. And then we have a few weapons they added during later updates or also mid-season updates. Of course, we got 2 melee weapons, which is the E-tool and the machete, which of course I don't bother with them because I'm just not a fan of trying to go for melee kills in multiplayer. But I did at least get these 2 weapons while playing the multiplayer, or at least earned them, which is the R1 Shadow Hunter crossbow and the CRG 20mm sniper rifle. And I can tell you right now, the crossbow is definitely the more interesting of the bunch, because we basically never seen anything like this in this game, but I feel like the crossbow should still appear at launch, because Treyarch did have the crossbow at launch with Black Ops 1, and it sucks it does not come with any explosive bolts or different type of ammunition. It only comes with optics, and it's the small optics too, not the ACOG sight or sniper scope. It's a really bummer. However, what is a true bummer though is the CRG 20. This thing is garbage in zombies in its current state. I already covered the sniper rifle, but to give it a summary, it is slow in every way. It has a slow rate of fire, it has a small magazine capacity, a slow ADS time, and when you pack a punch it, you lose penetration, which normally should never happen in zombies, which is pretty dumb. But once I max it out, I am not using this shit again. Unless they did actual fix it and actually make it actually good, I might consider using it again. Yep. And of course, the first time ever in the zombie series, we can now we can drive vehicles if you play Outbreak, and we can customize it. So of course the vehicles we have were the snowmobile, light truck, and sardine. Well, they add the dirt bike in the mid-season update, so they give us a lot more flavor with it, which is quite nice. And of course, with each vehicle, you can actually customize it with different skins, different horns, and of course different soundtracks. Of course, you get these or war tracks, basically these mixtapes that you get from going for the battle pass. Alright, now let's go through the battle pass. And of course, this is usually one of the few features I like about playing any game. And I really wish Payday 2 had something like this, at least for me for playing the game, just by getting rewards through the battle pass like this. And not that infamy battle pass crap. But of course, as you go for your instant reward, we got of course our operator for this season is Naga. And of course, we did have a few extra stuff. I won't go for all the stuff, but basically, this battle pass and the way I like to theme this is like a Vietnam War vibe to it, with all the jungles and camouflage and these, marines and different animals. It definitely feels like it too, especially if you see the backgrounds around you. So of course, a lot of these weapons these blueprints have camouflage, and some wear actually like Navy SEALs outfit or just other stuff they wear in the jungle. A lot of these are definitely cool. And of course, not all weapon blueprints will have camouflage to it, which is it's still good. They still look nice. So like I said, this Battle Pass is probably a lot better than Season 1. A little bit better. And it's nice that they give out a lot more weapons that, at least they got more blueprints for a few guns, at least one blueprint each for almost each weapon. The only weapon I'm just missing here is the few of the launchers and the M60. Okay, here's one of more very stylish blueprints. Of course, this is the Dragon Idol for the KSP, and of course, I like the design of it. It's very nice little dragon crate carving on there, and I love how the whole weapon is like made of jade, which looks incredible. Got a few more on the way. I like the camo launch, it's cool. They add some little more zombie stuff too, like the Hellhound. Oh yeah, you gotta notice there's gonna be a lot of these Cobra themes. After all, the Vietnam had literally have filled with Cobras as well. And here's what I consider to be probably the best blueprint out of this battle pass, and it's the Samurai's Creed on the AK-5. Just look at the design. Look at the art style. This Japanese art style is beautiful. I love how gold it is too. The only thing that looks out of place is that ACOG site of this times free. But still, looks beautiful. And I guess here's another one of my favorites is Almost Ripe, especially the magazine itself. Of course, it's just almost shaped like the curve is shaped just like a banana. And you can see there's like, of course, a little brown mark and even a sticker, just like you actually see on an actual banana itself. And I even love the bright red color too of the furniture, and the green around it too. Really nice AK look. Got a few others here too. Some doesn't look actually good. And of course here's our first reactive camo for the FAR 83, and nice that they include it. But it sucks though that they put on these attachments, because if you switch out for another attachment, you won't get that nice glow pattern with it. And it kind of messed up the gun. And then we're finally at the 100. So the Battle Pass is definitely worthwhile, and I have to say the Season 2 album is much better than the Season 1's. Because literally, the number 1 on the bottom of the album is being covered in flames, and you could barely see it. Which I will show you right away, if I get to it. Should be at the very bottom. If I can find it. Oh, there it is. You can see, look how hard it is to see the number 1. But at least on 2, it looks much more clear. Alright, now we're on to, well, of course, we have the seasonal challenges along with the new prestige icon, so we can now prestige from 7, or wherever the prestige you are, to 11. Of course, for me, I would have prestige 8, 9, 10, and 11. And of course, every 10 levels, I get a new challenge, a new seasonal challenge, and going for the calling cards. And a lot of these, I do like this a lot, because this is basically based off the content from Firebase C up to the Season 2. Which of course we have is A lot of stuff is related to Firebase C, but most stuff would be the Death Machine, the Artillery Strike, and the Napalm Strike, which all these are support weapons that they added in Firebase C and Season 2. And they also add the enemy types as well alongside it, like the Mimics, the Manglers, the Hellhounds, and the Orda. And of course the perk itself too, Tombstone, which is also new. And I like how there's additional new challenges that actually I need to play a little more differently in a little more unique way, such as normally in child form people just go and revive your actual body. But here you need to kill zombies while in a shadow form, which can be very risky, because if you health free 0 in shadow form, you automatically die. And of course we have a hide and seek, which I did not know about this too, where you can actually shoot the Mimics by shooting at their hidden form. Of course I got this done very easily just by, well, just shooting the large chest in Outbreak. And I think the longest one to deal is definitely the Ordars, which I had to kill 10 of these, and they only appear in Firebase C. You get one at least at round 30 to 35. It's random where you get it, and you also get one for defeating it from the Easter egg or the main quest. So I always kill 2 of them in one game. So I'll do it for 5 games. I basically for 2 each. I got the calling card. So yeah, if you didn't reach at least, if you don't reach the levels by the time the season is over, these challenges will be locked. So anything that you pass that level will still be kept. For example, in my season 1 in multiplayer, I can still do these challenges since I already reached that high level, since I already reached level 200 in season 1, and I could do it again for season 2. So even though the season will be over, I can still do these challenges since I have them, well, at least a challenge unlocked. I just need to do it. But of course that's the multiplayer stuff. This is zombies, and then of course you get the season 2 zombie master calling card, which is look really nice. As terms of, well, intel, they didn't have much intel considering Outbreak has like multiple maps, but also 2 of them has been bugged. Like this is the third time that Troy had a few bugs with the intels. They had one with the Requiem intel of the documents in Express when Firebase C was released back in February 4. And then the second time the intel was bugged was the Requiem's and Max's radio transmissions in the Season 2 update with the in Firebase C. And then third time's the freaking charm. The Dark Ether's radio transmission bug, intels are bugged in Outbreak. And I feel like they're gonna fix this when Season 3 hits, so much for completing it, all of it in Season 2. I mean, I will still get the intel in Season 3, but it would have been actually nice to get all the intels, all the Season 2 intel in Season 2. And last but not least, I guess I could show you my at least my stats so far from Season 2 and just before I hit the Season 3. So of course, trying to go for a lot of kills as well. Of course, my most killing weapon is this shotgun right here, the Howard 77 or the Ishta 37, I like to call it. And then a few kills. And of course, these 4 are basically dead last because I don't even bother to unlock these for multiplayer. Of course, a few wonder weapons. And I think the raid case is probably by far, yep, right there is probably so far my highest killing weapon of the wonder weapon in my combat record. And another thing they add is, well, they actually improve Onslaught. Yeah, during the mid-season update, Onslaught got improved. What they did was, you can now pack punch your weapon, you can upgrade your weapon to different tiers, and you have the ammo mods too. And also, you get level 2 and free armor, which are only exclusive in Onslaught. You will never find this in Classic Zombies or Outbreak. It's always gotta be the level 1 armor. And they did this because concerning the fact that you can't even craft an Onslaught, and since salvage is basically useless here, it would make sense you get tier 2 and free. So it's a nice big change. And Onslaught is a lot more fun now. Now it's a lot more fast paced and it's very crazy too. I was able to reach round 100 or surge, or 100 surges in 30 minutes. If you can able to stack up or chain up with insta-kill. So that is, well, that is my review for Season 2. I having a big blast with it, and this definitely got a lot more love for Season 2 compared to Season 1. For Season 1, didn't really start as strong because we have these limited time game modes and that was it. But until the mid-season update when we got the Firebase Seed, that's when things starting to build up a little bit. And then Season 2 just got a whole lot better. And I thought, what are they gonna do from the mid-season now? It's not gonna be that big like the Season 2 update. Boy, I was wrong. They actually added a lot more stuff and they improved. And one more thing they add is in Zombies you can now apply your blueprints in Zombies anywhere at any time. So for example, for M16, if you pick up an M16 off the ground or from the box or a wall buy, and you don't like the attachment that the game give you, you can able to, instead of randomizing for attachment, you can actually pick the blueprints you want, and you can pick which M16 you want or other blueprints that you got. I'm just using an M16 for example because I have so many of these blueprints. So you can actually pick the one for either having a much larger magazine, or you can have one for does a little bit more damage, but also have like a fast mags too, and able to increase more ammo. It's really nice. And of course you can be able to customize your blueprints now. So you can actually see I actually able to rename my weapon to the actual real name. And I could do now the same thing with oh, yep, now I could actually name my AK-47 to the RPK. It's definitely a little bit of a quality of life improvement, but they still need to be fixed. Especially that coming soon would be, you can now able to apply your own customizable blueprint in Zombies, so that way I hope I can see having 2 dark matter skins. It would be amazing to have. But yeah, that's gotta be it for my review for Season 2. It's actually a lot better than Season 1, but I do have to point out that Season 2 has 55 days as opposed to the previous season, which was holding up for 70 days. So Season 2 basically have 2 weeks less than Season 1. Now I'm not sure how many days we're gonna have for Season 3. I hope it's either at least maybe 60 days, not too long like 70 days, and not too short like 55 days, but we'll see about it. But yeah, I actually enjoy it, and I can't wait to see what they're gonna do for season 3. But yeah, thank you for watching, everyone. Until next time, farewell, and have a wonderful day, everyone.